Stefon Diggs is the newest member of this Texans team, easily the highest profile new Houston Texan. And here's what CJ Stroud had to say about what he's been like since he joined the team.
You know, so he's come in and been a leader, which I'm proud of him for, and just really has been unselfish and wanted to see other guys eat, and that was his main thing. Is like he wanted to be around other dogs, and he stepped into that role where there's a dog everywhere. He looks right, he looks left. There's going to be a dog. So, and he wanted that, and that's what we bring to the table. And he's been nothing but just amazing so far, and I'm very excited to work with him.
CJ Stroud loves to let the word dog out of his mouth.
I like calling people dogs, but
we got some hungry dogs.
Yeah. You look to the left, you look to the right, dogs everywhere.
Dogs.
It's 101 Dalmatians.
Go back to last year. He said that word a lot. This year, he is still saying it a lot. I like it.
I use it less than CJ Stroud uses it, but I'll use it every once in a while. Sometimes that's the best way to describe someone. Like, what does he play like? Well, he's a dog. I don't know if everyone needs to be a dog, though.
No. I mean, the real dogs, the devil dogs, Marines in World War I.
Oh.
Real dogs, guys who stormed Normandy, shout out, D-Day, 80 years ago. Isn't that insane?
Talk about looking to your right, look to your left. Nothing but dogs. Yeah.
Nothing's more annoying than a yappy dog.
Yeah, I hope when he says dog, I'm thinking like labs and above as far as like size and intimidation.
Everyone thinks I'm just a cat guy. No, I do love dogs. Labs are friendly though. Golden retrievers generally friendly though. Growing up, the reason I didn't love dogs as a kid was because we had a psycho terrorist golden retriever named Goldie next door that would run through the electric fence into our yard. And one time I was playing a game that now would be considered problematic, Cowboys and Indians, wearing a bandana, and Goldie the dog saw that and cancel cultured me.
Yeah.
Came straight for the neck, ripped the bandana off, and tore it to shreds right in front of me. Little 6-year-old Paulie.
What color was the bandana?
Blue and white.
Maybe Goldie was a blood?
Yeah, I think so. Makes sense.
I was really hoping you'd say either red or blue. You could not imagine how much I was like, please say red or blue.
I wasn't wearing it like the Crips or Bloods wear it. I was wearing it, the thing you put over your mouth.
Goldie's just doing her best.
If you're robbing a bank. Yeah. Well, no. I do not hope that dog is. I hope that dog's in dog hell.
All dogs go to heaven.
Except for Goldie.
You not see the movie?
Goldie the golden retriever. Little terrorist.
Just alone in hell, in dog hell?
Yeah.
Looking to its left, looking to his right, no dogs?
Looking for other children to assault. But I like golden retrievers. I like labs. Yeah, like north of that.
I don't want him to be
scary.
like. I don't want him to be like. Yeah, he's a beagle. I'm like, I want a little bit more than beagle.
I mean, beagles are at least cute.
Yeah, I don't want cute football players though. You know what? Only Tank Dell. Tank Dell can be the small dog. I need Rottweilers. I need Dobermans. I need German Shepherds. Although problematic on D-Day.
These are all, that is problematic on D-Day. Yeah, these are all assault dogs.
Football's a violent sport. I need violent dogs.
I'm looking up the dogs you protect from wolves in Russia.
Those like huge ones?
I think so. Caucasian Shepherd dog. Yeah, those things, speaking of Tank Dell, they look like tanks. There's the Akbash. There's the Commodore. There's the Great Pyrenees. Great Pyrenees are beautiful dogs. I love those dogs. Tibetan Mastiff. These are the kind of dogs that CJ Stroud wants on the Houston Texans. No Chihuahuas.
No.
Too yappy.
No.
Always a bad attitude. Like Chihuahuas, like listen.
Ever made a chill Chihuahua?
No.
Like one that like, wow, what a chill dog.
No. They're lucky they made it. Supposedly, those were the pets of the Aztecs back in the day. And I'm really curious as to how those dogs became so small, because supposedly the Aztecs were terrified more of these dogs that the Spaniards brought with them who had armor on and were huge than they were of like the Spanish with their guns and the disease and such. Like the dogs were terrifying.
You know what? I can kind of. I mean, if you go from Chihuahua to Dogs of War, I can see why you're just like, whoa, what are these?
What?
The people I can deal with the people, and the guns I get it. They're like bows and arrows, but more aggressive. What the hell are we doing with these dogs?
Look up online. Like, imagine a dog wearing armor. They were called becerrillo, which means little bull calf. That's what the Castilian attack dog was called during the time of the Spanish conquistadors. And yeah, they had armor. They're pretty ugly dogs, these things. Pretty gross. Look bulldoggy. But hey, scary dogs. Anyway, do you want to continue to talk about dogs? CJ Stroud also talked about the leadership and his development on that front that he's bringing to the table now going into his second season in the NFL.
You know, I'm the captain of the ship, and I got to run it the right way. And I feel like I've, stepped into that role of just, not only holding guys accountable, but also, hold myself accountable to those moments. Like I don't let anything slide, because that's the point of winning and losing. So I think from last year to this year, like I've gotten a lot better with like controlling my emotions, controlling my ball placement, knowing what's NFL open, knowing my footwork better. Just really every little thing I've taken a step. And then on the other side of the ball, just everything slowed down, seeing coverage.
It is important for him to take steps forward. I am curious as to what those steps are. Highlighted from minicamp this week, a moment where CJ Stroud talked to the offense on a day where they weren't doing so well. I believe that was Tuesday, and called them out. D'Amico liked seeing that. I like hearing that he did that. But you're expecting that out of him. If he's the starting quarterback year one, that's something that you're hoping he did year one. It's interesting that Trevor Lawrence, from the sound of things, hasn't quite been that guy his first couple of years in the NFL. That's at least an offseason story that we've heard via Doug Peterson. But nice to hear that from Stroud on the leadership perspective. I'm the captain of the ship. You don't need a permit to drive a boat in Texas, do you? I know in Florida you kind of do. In Washington you do. I have a Washington boater's license for those who care. Took lessons. Was thinking the Washington State boater education card. It's key. I don't know when it expires. And also the only time I've driven a boat, I should not have been allowed to do it. We were renting from some guy in Seattle. I really had no idea what I was doing with it.
I think you need a boat license. I think it's like certain types of boats, though.
I don't know, man. I think if you get your driver's license in Texas, I think you're able to drive. In Florida, that's the case too. Florida, like you just need a actual driver's license, and you can also drive a boat.
Okay.
We're different here.
I'm looking at boater education from the Texas wildlife thing, like Outdoors and Wildlife.
It would be key, honestly, probably for the best to have people, I don't know, take lessons.
Anyone born on or after September 1st, 1993, who wishes to operate certain vessels on public waterways in the state of Texas needs a boater education certificate.
Damn. Do I need it? Does it have to be a Texas one?
Well,
damn, I don't want to have to retake that course.
It's people born after 1993.
Oh,
you're good.
Let's go. So there you go. He's Sean Mapes behind the glass. I'm Paul Gallant. Sean Mapes, he can't drive a boat without a license.
What a win for the 30-year-olds.
It is a huge win for the 30-year-olds. Shut up. I'm in midlife crisis mode. That's the next phase. Boat Paul. There's been a lot of buzz about one player in particular, Kamari Lassiter. But that kind of buzz is the stuff you hear every single offseason. He's made some plays. Great. I want to pause before we hand Kamari Lassiter the Texans' number 2 starting corner gig. This audio, I think, is more important. Will Anderson, Houston Texans defensive end, number 3 overall pick last year, was talking about the addition of Azeez Al-Shaair, who played for the Titans last year and played for DeMeco Ryans before. The Texans didn't really have a leader in the middle of their defense last year. A lot of young guys. But I think they got a leader in the middle of their defense now.
He's bringing us in together as a defense and talking to us, holding us accountable, challenging us every day to get to the ball, to get off the ball, to make plays, all this other stuff. And, you know, it's a funny story. The other day, like, all my years of football, I never had a line. Like, my thing is, like, I don't want anybody to send it to me. Like, I'm always self-aware. And so I jumped off sides and I got mad at myself. And he was like, stop f***ing pouting. And it kind of like, hold on, like, who are you talking to? Like, and it changed my, like, I respected that because I was like, bro, like, okay, like, I respect that because as a man and as a player, bro, we all need that. You know what I'm saying? And I look at him I looked at him different, but I really look at him totally different now because that's the type of, like, mentality that we have to have if we're going to go far in this league and if we're going to win a lot of games. Somebody that's not scared to get on people when they do the wrong thing. So it was a challenge for us, and I accepted it.
A challenge for us, and I accepted it when he said, stop effing pouting. They did not have anyone on the defense last year that was capable of doing that. Jimmy Ward was hurt a lot. Jalen Petrie was in his second year. Derek Stingley's a quiet guy. You take a look at the pass rush. Jerry Hughes was on the team last year, but didn't really have as much of an impact as he'd had the year before. They didn't really have a veteran with that kind of, I guess, gravitas. Denzel Perriman wasn't that guy. He was better than the linebackers they had before. Blake Cashman was his first time having a good season. I think Al-Shaair is going to be perhaps the most impactful addition on the defense, not from a pass rush perspective, because you brought in Daniil Hunter and you brought in Danico Autry. Those guys got a lot of sacks, but the defense did not really have a traditional quarterback last year. You're expecting that to be at that middle linebacker position. And I don't know if Al-Shaair is going to be able to do the kind of things that a Roquan Smith, a Patrick Queen, Bobby Wagner back in the day. I don't know if he's capable of those things, but I would definitely argue that communication could have been better for the Houston Texans defense last season with the amount of times that they let guys slip past them down the field. And to have a guy that's actually going to get on people when they F up, I don't think they had that last year other than on the sidelines with DeMeco Ryans and Matt Burke, the defensive coordinator. Now I think they actually have that. Yes, this is anecdotal evidence based off of one Will Anderson story, but I think it's a good sign for the defense.
Yeah, maybe he could have the same effect that we saw Dylan Brooks, Jeff Green, Fred VanVleet, that kind of thing on the Rockets this season, where Dylan Brooks wasn't the most impactful on the court Rocket, but behind the scenes, he probably helped a lot with the maturity and taking what the coaches want and enforcing it as a player.
And the occasional, stare down, kicking the nads. Although he's not a kicker, he's a puncher. Draymond Green.
That was only in the preseason too.
Exactly.
He cut that out for the regular season.
But I'd be cool if he brought it back. Draymond Green is the MMA guy. He's doing hands and feet. Dylan Brooks, he's just a hand guy. And then the stare at nothing. He never. That was my favorite development of this past season, going to a Rockets game, going courtside, and seeing that Dylan Brooks was never staring at anything to begin with.
Yeah, it was about his own mental state. Just
meditation, it's key for my therapist.
Getting zen.